chocolate room. An important room, this, cried Mr. Wonka, taking a bunch of keys from the pocket and slipping one into the keyhole of the door. This is the nerve center of the whole factory, the heart of the beautiful, beautiful business. And so beautiful, it insisted upon my rooms being beautiful. I can't avoid ugliness in factories in the building, but do be careful, my children. Don't lose your heads. Don't get overexcited. Keep them calm. Wonka opened the door. 5 children and 9 grown-ups pushed their ways in, and oh, what an amazing sight! It was now that their eyes, they were looking down upon a lovely valley. There were green meadows on each side of the valley, and along the border of it flowed a great brown river. What is more, there was a tremendous waterfall halfway along the river, a steep cliff over where the water curled and rolled into a solid and then crashing down into a boiling churning whirlpool on the front and spray. Below the waterfall, and this was the most unconcertable, a whole mass of enormous glass pipes were dangling down into the river from somewhere high up in the ceiling. They were enormous, those pipes. They must have been a dozen at least. They were sucking up the brownishy muddy water from the river and carrying it away to the thinnest away. And what became the meadows? They were made of glass, so you could see the liquid flowing and bubbling along inside them. And above the noise of the waterfall, you could see the never-ending sucking sound of the pipes as they did their work. And great trees and bushes were growing along the riverbanks. Weeping willows, adders, and tree clumps, and rhododendrons with their pink-red neighboring blossoms. In the meadows there were thousands of buttercups. There, cried Mr. Wonka, glancing up and down and pointing his golden tip cane at the grand river. It's all chocolate. Every drop of that river is hot melted chocolate in the finest quality, the very finest quality. And there's enough chocolate to fill a bathtub in the entire country. And all the swimming pools as well. Isn't that terrific? And just look at all the pipes. They suck up the chocolate and carry it up to the other room in the factory where it's needed. Thousands of gallons an hour, my children. Thousands and thousands of gallons. The children and their parents were too flabbergasted to speak. Their thing, they simply stood and stared. The waterfall is most important part, Mr. Wonka said. It mixes the chocolate. It churns it up. It pounds it and it beats it. It makes it white and frothy. No other in the factory in the world mixes its chocolate by a waterfall. But it's the only way to do it properly. The only way. And do you like the trees? He cried, pointing with his stick. And my lovely bushes. Don't you think they look pretty? I told you I hate ugliness. And of course, they're all eatable. All made of something different and delicious. And grass you're standing on, my dear little ones, is the name it's delectable. Automatically, everyone backed down and moved their way to glass. Everybody said, it's the uncle scoop who took a big handful. And while the barrel before taking the glass, took the piece of the world's record breaking chewing gum out of her mouth and stuck it carefully behind her ears. Isn't it wonderful, whispered Charlie? Hasn't it got a wonderful taste, Grandpa? I could eat the whole field, said Grandpa Joe, grinning with delight. I could go around all fields like a cow and every blade. Oh, Buttercup, cried Mr. Wonka. They're even nicer. Suddenly the air filled with screams and excitement. The screams came from Veruca saw, and she was pointing to the other side of the river. Look over there, she screamed. What is it? He's moving. He's walking. It's a little person. A little man. Down there, below the waterfall. Everybody stopped picking buttercups and stared across the river. She's right, Grandpa, cried Charlie. That's the little man. Can you see him? I see him. said Grandpa Joe excitedly. And now everybody's shouting at once. There are two of them. Oh my gosh, there is. There's more than two. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What are they doing? Where did they come from? Who are they? Children and parents alike rushed down the edge of the river to get a closer look. And they've been fantastic. No higher than my knee. Look at their funny long hair. The tiny men, they were no longer larger than medium-sized dolls. Parents stopped what they mean they were doing and now were staring back across the river at the visitors. One of them pointed towards the children, and then he whispered something to the other four, and the 5 of them burst into peals of laughter. But they can't be real people. Rosie said, of course they're real people, Miss Wong answered. They're Oompa Loompas. The Oompa Loompas. Oompa Loompa, everyone shouted. Oompa Loompas. Imported directly from Loopland, said Mr. Wonka proudly. There's no such place, said Mr. Salt. Excuse me, my dear lady, but Mr. Wonka, cried Mr. Salt. I am a teacher of geography. Then you know all about it, said Mr. Wonka. No, what a dangerous beast in the world. Cold swaggers, snow finders, and those trembling wicked wang-doodles, a wang-doodle could intend on it. Oompa Loompas for breakfast and hung out for second helping. When I went out there, I found the Oompa Loompas living in tree houses. They had to live in tree houses to escape from wang-doodles and hornswaggers and snow-swaggers. They were living on green caterpillars. The caterpillars' taste were revolting, and Oompa Loompas spent every moment of their days climbing through treetops, looking for other things to match with caterpillars to make them taste better. Red beetle, for instance, collected leaves from off the bongbong tree and lost the beastly. Quite no so beastly, but poor little Oompa Loompas. That one food they longed more than anyone else was the cacao bean. They couldn't get it. Oompa Loompa was lucky if he had found 3 or 4 cacao beans in the ear. But oh, how they craved them. They used to dream about cacao beans and talk about them all night and all day. You only had to mention the word cacao to an Oompa Loompa and you would start dribbling at the mouth. The cacao bean, which grows on a cacao tree, happens to be the thing from all chocolate is made. You cannot take chocolate without beans that weak cacao tree. So these children, as soon as they discovered that Oompa Loompas were crazy about this particular food, I climbed to the treehouse village and poked my head through the door to the treehouse village, the leader of the tribe. The poor little fellow, looking thin and soft, was sitting there to eat a bowl of mashed potatoes without being sick. Look here, I said, not speaking in English, of course, but in Oompa Loompish. Look here, if you see all the people who will come back to my country and live in my factory, you can have all the cacao beans you want. I got mountains of them in the storehouses. You can have cacao beans for every meal. You can gorge yourself silly on them. I can even pay your wages in cacao beans if you wish. Do you really mean it? Asked the Oompa Loompa leader, whipping up from his chair. Of course I mean it, I said. And you can have chocolate as well. Chocolate tastes even better than cacao beans. It's got milk and sugar added. The little man gave a whoop of joy and threw his bowl of mashed caterpillars right out of the treehouse window. It's a deal, he cried. Come on, let's go. So I shipped all over here, every man, every woman, and even child to the Oompa Loompa tribe. It was easy. I smuggled them all in large packing cases with holes in them so they got here safely. They are wonderful workers. They all speak English now. They love dancing and singing. And music, they always make up songs. I expect you will hear a good deal of singing from them from time to time. I must warn you, Dave, that they are rather mischievous. They like jokes. They still wear the same kind of clothes they wore in the jungle. They insist upon that men when they look at the river only wear deerskin. The women wear leaves and the children wear nothing at all. And the woman used question leaves every day. Daddy, shouted Rebel Salt, the girl who won and everything. I want an Oompa Loompa. Give me an Oompa Loompa. I want an Oompa Loompa right now. I want to take the Oompa with me. I want Daddy. Give me an Oompa Loompa. Now, my the tea's out. Angus, shouted Mrs. Blue. Angus, sweetheart, I don't think you have to do that. Angus Blue, you might have guessed, had Lincoln's reached down the edge of the river and is now kneeling on the river bank, scooping hot melted chocolate in his mouth as fast as he could. Chapter 17. Angus Blue goes up the pipe. When Mr. Wonka turned around and saw Angus scooping, he cried out to him, "Oh no, Angus! Please, Angus, I beg you not to do that. My chocolate must be untouched by human hands." "Angus," cries out Mr. Blue, "didn't you hear what the man said? Come away from the river at once. This stuff is fabulous." Taking not the slight notice that his mother or Wonka. "Push, I need a pumpkin to think it properly." Angus cried, "Mr. Wonka, flipping down the wagon in the air, you must come away. You're throwing more chocolate." "Angus," cried Mr. Blue. "Angus," cried Mrs. Blue. But was deep. Angus was left to anything except the call of his enormous stomach, now lying length on the bank with his head far out over the river, lapping over the chocolate like a hole. "Angus," shouted Mrs. Blue, "you will be getting a nasty cold of yours to about a million people all over the country." "Be careful, Angus," shouted Mrs. Blue. "You're leaning out too far." Mrs. Mary Blue was absolutely frightened. For a sudden there was a shriek, and then a splash into the river went Angus Blue, and in a second he had disappeared under the round surface. "Save him!" screamed Mrs. Blue, with scorn on her face and waving, letting her umbrella about. "You drown! He can't swim a yard!" "Save him! Save him! Good heavens, woman!" said Mr. Blue. "I'm not biting him. I got my best suit on." Angus Blue's face came up against the panting brown chocolate. "Help! Help! You'll fish me out!" "You just stand there," said Mr. Blue. "Do something! I am doing something," Mr. Blue said, who was now taking off his jacket and getting ready to dive into the chocolate. But while he was doing this, the rush boy was looking closer to the mouth of one of the great pipes dangling on the river, and at once a powerful suction pulled him completely, and he was pulled under the surface into the mouth of the pipe. The crowd on the riverbank waited desperately to see where he would come out. "There he goes!" somebody shouted, pointing upwards, and sure enough, the pipe was made of glass. Angus Blue could be seen shouting inside it. He had burst like a torpedo. "Oh, murder! Police!" shouted Angus Blue. "Angus, come back at once! Where are you going?" "It's a wonder to me," said Mr. Blue. How that pipe big enough for him to go?" "It isn't big enough," said Charlie Pocket. "Oh dear, look, he's slowing down." "So he is. He's going to stick," said Charlie. "I think he is. Oh golly, he is stuck." "His stomach had done it. He broke the whole pipe. Smashed the pipe," yelled Mrs. Blue, waving an umbrella. "Angus, come out of there at once." The waters below could see chocolate swooshing around the boy, pushing against the blockage. The pressure was terrific. Something had to give. Something did give, and there was something those Angus. He shot again like a bullet of the barrel of the gun. "He disappeared," yelled Mrs. Blue. "Where does that pipe go to? Quick! Call the fire brigade!" "Keep calm," cried Mrs. Blue. "Keep calm, my dear lady. Keep calm. There is no danger whatsoever. Angus has gone on a little journey, that's all. Oh, the most interesting journey, but he'll come out just fine. Now you wait and see." "How can he probably come out just fine?" snapped Mrs. Blue. "He'll be made into marshmallows in 5 seconds. Impossible, cried Mr. Wonka. "Unthinkable! Impossible! How absurd! He can never be made into marshmallows." "And why not, may I ask?" shouted Mrs. Blue. "Because the pipe doesn't go near it. The pipe that way goes led directly to the room where I make the most delicious strawberry flavored coated fudge. Then you'll be made it into chocolate flavored coated fudge," screamed Mrs. Blue. "My poor Angus, they'll be selling it by the pounds over the country over the morning." "Quite right," said Mrs. Blue. "I know I'm right. It's beyond a joke," said Mrs. Blue. "Wonka doesn't seem to think so," cried Mrs. Blue. "Just look at him. He's laughing his head off. How dare you laugh like that when my voice just came up with mouth, Bill Monster?" She shrieked, pointing her umbrella at Mr. Wonka. it's a joke, do you? You think that tucking my boy up into your fudge room is just one big colossal joke? He'll be perfectly safe, said Mr. Wonka, giggling slightly. He'll never be chocolate fudge. Never. Cried Mr. Wonka. Of course he will. I wouldn't allow it, cried Mr. Wonka. And why not? Shrieked Mrs. Blue, because the taste would be terrible. Mr. Wonka, just imagine it. Angus flavor powdered glue. No one will buy it. Most certainly they would. And I don't want to think about it, shrieked Mrs. Blue. Nor do I, said Mr. Wonka. And I promise you, madame, that your darling boy is perfectly safe. If he is perfectly safe, then where is he? Snapped Mrs. Blue. Lead me to him this instant. Mr. Wonka turned around and clicked his finger sharply. Click, 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 3 times. Immediately, an Oompa Loompa, as if from nowhere, stood beside him. The Oompa Loompa bowed and smiled, showing beautiful white teeth. His skin was rosy white, his hair was golden brown, and the top of his head pale. Just above the height of Mr. Wonka's head, he wore the usual reindeer skin swung over his shoulders. Now listen to me, he said to Mr. Wonka, looking down at the tiny man. I want you to take Mr. and Mrs. Blue to their fudge room and help them find themselves. Angus, he's just going up the pipe. Oompa Loompa took one look at Mrs. Blue and exploded into pure laughter. Oh, do be quiet, control yourself. Pull yourself together. Mr. and Mrs. Blue doesn't think it as funny. You can say that again, said Mrs. Blue. Stay to the fudge room, Mr. Wonka said to the Oompa Loompa. And then get there and make a long stick, start pulling around in the big chocolate mixing barrel. I'm almost certain you'll find it there. You better look sharp. You'll have to hurry if you leave it in the chocolate mixer too long. He's liable to get pulled on this chocolate boiler. That would be a disaster, wouldn't it? My fudge will be quite uneatable. Mrs. Blue let out a shriek of fury. I'm joking, Mr. Wonka said gladly behind his ear. I didn't mean it. Forgive me. I'm so sorry. Goodbye, Mrs. Blue and Mr. Blue. Goodbye. I'll see you later. And Mr. and Mrs. Blue and their tiny escort hurried away. The 5 Oompa Loompas on the far side. They began hopping and dancing about, beating upon a wily number of very small drums. Angus Blue, Angus Blue, Angus Blue. They chanted, Angus Blue. Grandpa, cried Charlie. Listen to them, Grandpa. What are they doing? Shh, whispered Grandpa Joe. I think they're singing bonus in a song. Angus Blue, chanted the Oompa Loompa. Angus Blue, Angus Blue. The greedy big brain nincompoop. How long will be allowed to speak in the George does all feed and the feast on everything he wanted to? Great Scott, it certainly wanted to. However, this pig might live. We're positive he'll never get the smallest bit of fun or happiness to anyone. For what we do in cases such as this, we'll use a gentle touch and carefully we'll take the rat and turn him into something that will give blood pleasure to us. A doll, for instance, or a bull, or marbles on a rocking horse. But this revolting boy, of course, was utterly vile, so greedy, foul, and infantile. He left the most disgusting taste in our mouths. So in haste, we choose a thing that come what may would take the nasty taste away. Come on, right? The time is right to send him shooting up the pipe. It has to go. It has to be. And very soon, we'll be going inside the room, which he's gone. Some funny things are going on. But neither children, neither moms, Angus Blue will not be harmed. Although, of course, we must admit, he altered quite a bit. He'll be changed from what he'd been when he goes through a fudge machine. Slowly the wheels go round and round, the cogs behind the rend and pound. 100 knives go slice, slice, slice. Add some sugar, cream, and spice. You boil him for a minute or more. And are absolutely sure that all the greed and all the people is boiled away from one cylinder. Then he comes in. Now, by grace, the miracle has taken place. This boy boy who was once before loaded by men. True, Beauty is loved by people everywhere, and who could hate a man or grudge against a Lucy? This is just bit of fudge. I told you they were singing, cried Mr. Wonka. Aren't they delightful? Aren't they charming? But you mustn't believe a word they said. It's all nonsense, every bit of it. Oh, the Oompa was really joking like that, cried Mr. Trolley. Cried Trolley. Of course they're joking, answered Grandpa. They must be joking at least. I hope they're joking at least. Don't you? This is the end of this video.